All right, we are live on YouTube. No, it says it's being sent to YouTube, so we're not even live yet. So what's taking so long to send it, YouTube? Right now we're live on YouTube. So now I'm just waiting to grab that link so that I can share it inside of our free business mastermind group so that our community can join us easily and conveniently in the live chat. So let me throw that over there. Okay, that's cycling and posting. Cool beans. Now let me make sure I can see the live chat so that everybody that joins us over there, I can see when they are talking to us. Boom. I see it. All right, we can get started. Welcome to the Her First Six Figure Morning Show. That is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of a free business mastermind group to position Black and Brown female online service based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/stay. That's STAY. Put that in the YouTube. So shaycannon.com/stay, STAY. Oh, Lord, hold on, y'all. I done made a mistake and closed out the YouTube that I'm supposed to be doing. Let's see. Let me go back so I can see, because I can't see nothing right now. Okay, that's the old one. See what happens when it's too cold around here? I can't function properly. So let me find it. Let me see the live. Okay, at least we are still live. At least I didn't cut the live by mistake. I just couldn't see. All right. And let's cut that volume. All right, y'all. So our blog for this week is about high impact retention strategies so that clients stay clients longer, okay? Especially as a service-based business, sometimes we do services that are one and done. So we only service our client one time and then they're gone and we're looking for new clients. And that is not the best position to be in. The best position to be in is to be courting new clients, but also keeping our current clients for as long as possible. So what we have to do are a few strategies that will help us to keep them longer, because those people that already like, know, and trust you are the best clients to have. They're easier to service. They're easier to make money from. It is harder to make money from someone who does not know you yet, that is a cold audience. And so even though we want new people to know about us, it is easier to make money from people who already do. All right. So this week we're talking about strategies to keep our clients with us for longer. On Monday, what we talked about is we can do that through a strategy of filling their need, not just one need, but a myriad of needs so that they stay with us longer. So it's all about the offer ladder and what is on that ladder that gives them a complete transformation from start to finish. And so we need to create that offer ladder specifically for the progression of their transformation so that they stay with us longer. Okay, if you want to know more about that and 10 strategies on how to do that, go back to part one, which was Monday's replay. On yesterday, we talked about the strategy of educating them, educating your clients as a part of your service. Because what happens is when you're telling people why you're doing things, not just doing it for them, they understand their business better. They also understand your value better, and they're very appreciative. So when you are educating them on the service and the whys of why you're making certain decisions on their behalf to get them the results, that's more value. People never forget that type of thing. So if you want to know how to educate your clients so that they stay clients, I gave you 10 ways, and you can go back to yesterday's replay. That was part two. Today we're on part three, which is personalize the experience. Now, you hear me say personalize the experience all the time. However, this time it's a little different, because usually when I'm talking about personalizing the experience, I'm talking about segmenting your email list. I'm talking about with your leads, right? Now, today, I'm talking about with people who are already your client. We want to personalize their experience with us as the client so that they stay with us longer, okay? So, personalizing your client experience means tailoring your communication, the delivery, and support to feel like it was made just for them. This goes beyond using their name in emails, although we want to do that too. It's about anticipating their needs, acknowledging their goals, and responding in ways that reflect their unique journey through your methodology. Okay. So, for service based entrepreneurs working with clients one on one or in small groups, this level of personalization can be the difference between a client who completes the offer and moves on and one who becomes a loyal, long-time client. Okay? Think about a client who signs up for your program but feels like they're getting the same copy and paste experience as everyone else. Even though the content may be valuable, the lack of personal touch makes it forgettable. But when a client feels like you get them, right? Mentioning a detail that's shared in a previous session or recommending resources that align with their current struggle or acknowledging their personal milestones within your framework, they're more likely to stay engaged, feel supported, and see you as a partner, not just a provider, okay? So that's what was in the blog, but here on the morning show, we give you more. So let me go to my show notes because I definitely have 10 actionable strategies for you to personalize the experience for your clients. Okay. So look, Keith is the first one. And we know Keith uses the studio comments. So you can put it in the comments and then we'll go to Dr. Toya. And today's question of the day is, which of the strategies mentioned today will be game changing? Let me see, I didn't spell that right. For personalizing your client's experience so that they want to stay a client. So let me drop that over there. We're going to drop it over here on the YouTube side so that everybody has the question of the day. All right. Now we're going to go into our 10 actionable steps so that you can answer the question. All right, so our first strategy for personalize the experience for our clients is start with a deep dive intake that goes beyond the basics, right? Even if you have a group program where everybody's going to go through the same phases at the same time, the same way, if you do some kind of little personalized meeting, kickoff one-on-one call, or intake at the beginning, people remember that. Okay, so you can ask intentional questions that reveal their personal goals, business vision, their fears, some of their preferences, and you can use this information to kind of shape their experience and shape how you serve them and how you communicate with them from day one, right? Because even though we on this morning show, we're doing group stuff. Everybody, we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about the same actionable things. But because I know certain things about each one of you, I'm able to, when I get to you to ask you a question, bring in personalized things. So it doesn't feel so group. It also feels personalized. Okay. So that's kind of an example of that. Number two, reference personal details in your communication. Okay. So we don't want to just gather this information and never use it. We want to mention something that they told us on a past call, on the intake form, or in some type of message. Maybe they have a launch date. Maybe there's a note about their family. Maybe there's some kind of big goal they got going on that is related to your service. It shows that you're paying attention and it shows that they matter and that you care, okay? And people love to be around and work with people they feel like care about them, all right? Number three, tailor resource recommendations based on their stage in your framework. So instead of generic templates and bonus content, provide tools that match their current struggle or their current phase in your service. So make it feel curated just for them. Let me give you an example. Even though your phases are general, right? There can be something specific about that person that may make a phase particularly hard for them or more of a struggle for them. And so we want to acknowledge that. We want to see if they need extra tools and that type of thing as they're going through our framework. So we're going to tailor some kind of recommendations to help them get unstuck from our framework. Okay. Number four, create personalized success milestones and celebrate them. Okay. So we want to track progress on goals for our clients. We want to acknowledge them when they hit them. We want to see what kind of more support they need when they don't, right? So no matter how small, we want to celebrate them. Send a quick message, a video, even a celebratory email, acknowledge them in front of groups, which I actually think is another one, but I'm saying it here too. But you want to, even though that there are set milestones and phases, we want to celebrate everybody as they go through them, okay? Number 5, use customized Loom voice note check-ins to encourage your clients, okay? Again, let's start using this information that we have about them to check in with them, okay? So all of that, doing a Loom or doing a voice note, all of that doesn't have to be just about the service. It can be about things that you know about them. It could be, like we all know Shawana Kennedy Media, love to go on a cruise. She love to travel. So I can easily send her a voice message that says safe travels. I know you're leaving today. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, right? Me and Dr. Toya send voice notes back and forth all the time. Okay. And all of it don't have nothing to do with work. So do you have a relationship? So you need to build one, and you can do that with a Loom or a voice note, some kind of check-in to encourage. So you can take 2 minutes, send a video or a voice message explaining, whatever it is that you want to say. You can even give them a tip that you saw out in the ecosphere that would be good for them in their particular situation and why it would be good for them. But that high impact and low effort is mega sticky for keeping clients, okay? Number 6, build personalized client folders or portals. Now, I have client folders. They, depending on what level of service you are on with me, you will have your own. However, most often what happens is there is a group portal and there are group folders, right? But I call them vaults. But one thing about the reference materials that you give people, unless it's in one place, they have a hard time finding it. And when you find that your clients keep asking you over and over again where stuff is, that is your signal that you need to create a client folder that they have access to, so that all they have to do is go to one link for everything, okay? Even if that's a group going to the same link, or the individual client that's on a higher tier of service going to their own link, okay? Portals, it depends on what technology you're using, whether or not you can create a portal for each of your clients and it be easy. I will tell you that Go High Level allows you to create client portals. I have not dipped into that yet, but they do allow it if you're interested in Go High Level for client portals. Number 7, add a client profile section in your CRM or your client relationship management tool. If you don't have a CRM, you can create something in Notion or OneNote where you have, a page dedicated to your clients, right? And what you want to keep in there, okay, are things like tracking their preferences. What are some of their quirks? Me and Dr. Toya got a lot. We're so much alike. Like, we have so many preferences. I say I'm persnickety. I don't know how she described herself, but we're alike. And so I have just certain ways I like to receive things so that I can use them better or not be distracted. So what are their practices? What are their quirks? What is their communication style? What is their progress? What are their birthdays? What is the client anniversary? Things like that. So that you have created this central place to go and get information about that one client, so that you're not trying to relearn them every time. Because especially when you start to grow and scale your business, you're not going to always remember things about your client. So you need a place to store them, so that before that meeting, before you leave the voice note or whatever, you can go to that little client profile, pull in information about them, and personalize the communication. Okay. Number 8, offer flexible delivery options when it's possible, okay? So you can let them choose how they want to receive materials. They might want to receive stuff written. They might want to receive stuff as a video. They might want to receive stuff as audio. But if you have the capability to let them choose, I would let them choose. Everybody doesn't do well with written, right? So one of the things I said just yesterday was we could do the video with the bullet points, right? You can it's easier for you to do a video and just start talking, or an audio and just start talking, than it is to try to type stuff out. So that can work in your favor. If they want to receive it as a video or audio only, and then just get the bullet points in the the format that you're sending the message, that's better for you. You can knock that right on out the park. Be done with it. Okay. So if you can offer flexible delivery options, and what you can do is you can make this a part of your intake. When they're coming in as a client, you can ask them, hey, do you want to receive your reports, your check-ins as written, as video, or as audio? Okay. Number 9, adapt your framework to fit their specific industry or lifestyle. Okay. Our frameworks, we should be the expert of our framework. So we should be able to adapt it, to customize it to different types of industries. I will tell you though, I like to limit my niche of industry, but if it's your framework, you should be able to adapt it, even though it's not something that you commonly do. Okay. So don't force every client through the exact same steps, the exact same way. If they have an industry that's kind of have little specific things about them that doesn't allow them to navigate it as a cleaner flow the way that it is. Okay. You often hear Kimberly say, hey, I'm a product-based business. How can I adapt this to my business? And so I'm easily able to tell her, hey, this is how you do that. Right. Even though Dr. LaFera may be working on gut health, and Dr. Ayana may be working on physical therapy, which may have some good health stuff, I'm focused on different things on the different area of health that they're talking about, that they are servicing clients in. So one thing I would say right here is, when you are considering a service, I want you to consider how familiar they are with what you do, because you will get the best service for people who at least know something about what you do, so they can cater it better to you or personalize it better. Okay. And so do ask them what knowledge they have. Do listen for what knowledge that they have, because your service will be better if they know something about your industry. And now let's flip it. You as a service provider, do better with clients where you know something about their industry, and therefore you're able to help them make that flow better for themselves. All right. Number 10, include personal wins and highlights in group spaces. Okay. So if you run group programs, make sure that you're highlighting individual wins during the group calls or during the group communications, so that it personalizes the group experience for individuals, because everybody wants to be celebrated. So don't just celebrate them in private. If you have a group program, celebrate them in front of the group also. Okay. And that works wonders, because it's of value, because the other people in the group, they're going to want to be celebrated. And so they're going to want to go through the milestones also, so that they too can be celebrated. All right. So Keith, you can put it in our chat, your answer, and then we'll go to Dr. Toya with the question of which of the strategies mentioned today will be game changing for personalizing your client's experience so that they want to stay a client. Now I'm going to go back through the 10 without all the extra. All right. So number 1, start with a deep dive intake that goes beyond the basics. Number 2, reference personal details in your communication with your clients. Number 3, tailor resource recommendations based on the stage your client is in. Number 4, create personalized success milestones and celebrate your clients when they hit them. Number 5, use customized looms or voice note check-ins to encourage and celebrate your clients. Number 6, build personalized client folders or portals for your clients. Number 7, add a client profile section in your CRM, or create one as a page in a Notion board or in like a OneNote notebook. Number 8, offer flexible delivery options when possible. Number 9, adapt your framework to fit their specific industry or their lifestyle. Number 10, include personal wins and highlights in group spaces. And Keith like, oh, we talking today. Okay, Keith, you want to talk today? Well, let's come on off the mic and tell us which of the strategies mentioned today will be game changing for personalizing your client's experience so that they want to stay clients.
Pretty a loom.
Loom. Okay. I'm loving it. because sometimes, we forget that people are working hard. Like they pay us for a service, but most likely, even if they pay us for a service, they have a part in the service that they have to do. And most of the time they don't have a reference for what they're doing. So they need that encouragement. So I love
That
that.
that like a couple times asked me to do like a Zoom.
Hmm.
They were like, "Okay, do you have a Zoom?" I said, "Yes." So that
Yep.
what made me like start a Loom. Like I'm gonna do the video stuff, so I can get that one on one with them.
Hmm. Exactly. And I love that. Because sometimes we have clients and it's hard to get the availability right. But those voice notes and those looms going back and forth work just as good. If you can't hold an exact meeting, go ahead and do a video form and send it to them. So thank you for that, Keith. All right, let's go to Dr. Toya. Dr. Toya, which of the strategies mentioned today will be game changing for personalizing your client's experience so that they want to stay a client?
Yes, I think I am going to incorporate more of the highlighting the success and kind of sharing it with the groups. So actually, while you were talking, it just made me think I have a program that ends this week. So I'm going to
Yes.
ask everyone if I can take their picture or if they can send me a picture and highlight, yay, congratulations. I think that would be really good. They've done a lot of work and I didn't think of doing that before. So highlighting their personal success kind of in a global way is what I'm intending to do.
Yeah, and if they don't object to sending a picture, but they're not sending it timely, just go to their Facebook and use their profile picture because that's the one you pick for the world to see. So you shouldn't have a problem with me using it.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Dr. Ayana. Which of the strategies mentioned today will be game changing for personalizing your client's experience so that they want to stay a client?
Good morning, everyone. I really like number 4 and number 6. Number 4 being create the personal success milestones and celebrating or acknowledging clients, and also building a client portal. As you said, people really enjoy being celebrated, and it's fun to celebrate with your clients and to,
Yeah.
see their growth, and it increases their buy-in. It makes them really feel like they're a part of the process and they have some real estate in your process. And I think that increases
Hmm.
stickability. And again, building that personalized folder or portal for them to be able to access, so that on their journey they're not getting lost or confused, and they can always go back and get clarity when and if they ever
Hmm.
want it, without having to depend on me all the time. It increases their independence. So I like 4 and 6 very
It
much.
does. Love it. Love it. That was great. All right. Dr. LaFera, which of the strategies mentioned today will be game changing for personalizing your clients' experiences so that they want to stay clients?
I like the deep dive intake.
Yeah.
Uh, I already have that down, but I like that
Hmm. And let me
because it's
tell you,
gonna make
Dr. LaFera, if you don't have time in your schedule to do them as an
mhm.
appointment, you can set it up almost like a quiz where you have a video explaining, the question, and then they
Mhm.
can answer the question, and then the next one has a video explaining the question, and then they can answer the question. No different than a quiz. So it
Okay.
doesn't feel like they're just filling out a questionnaire they don't want to do. It still
Mhm.
has a touch point of video in it. So you
Yeah.
could do it that way.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other ones are good too, the personal success milestones, like,
Mhm.
because I'm not doing that. But again, I mean, I'm just starting to do what I'm doing with this. So, but I like that. So I liked all of your points too. So
Cool.
those are, I guess, my main two.
Okay, cool beans. I like those two. All right, Sasha is in the house. So, Sasha, which of the strategies mentioned today would be game changing for personalizing your client's experience so that they want to stay clients?
So I highlighted 1, 3, and 4. 1 and 3 I'll definitely do already because my clients will all have slightly different needs. So
Mhm.
it will be like somewhat curated and personalized. But then I really also like number 4, that check-in, especially with the line of like work that I'll be doing. It should be measurable. Like they should have KPIs that will improve and whatnot. So having a set check-in after like X number of months to check in on KPIs and then offer maybe any additional services if needed. I think that's a good one for me.
I do too. Especially since you're working in the realm of marketing and most clients don't understand what marketing is.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that even that intake at the beginning, you should help them to recognize, kind of like we talked about educating them yesterday. You need to help them realize the difference between marketing and sales,
Mhm.
because most clients don't understand. So when they don't get sales, they feel like the marketing isn't working, and that's not exactly the truth. If a
Yeah.
lot of people came, the marketing worked. Now, if they didn't convert, that's a sales issue. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to explain that to people when they're working with you on the marketing aspect, so they don't have sales expectations from marketing
Right.
every time.
Okay.
All righty. Cool beans. Kimberly, I don't know what you're doing over there, because you can put it in the chat or not. But so this week, what we have talked about, because I want to know if you have any questions, trying to keep the clients that we have rather than servicing them one time and letting them go. We've talked about filling their needs by using and constructing a offer ladder that spans the gamut of their transformation that they can get from us. Okay. So we talked about that. Then we talked about educating them, explaining to them why we're doing certain things as a part of the service, instead of just doing it and trying to get the result. Really educating them and letting them have a little more ownership and be a part of the process. So that's what we talked about on yesterday. And today we talked about personalizing the experience of being our client, because all of these things is what helps people want to stay our client. It helps them feel like, this service is just for them. It helps them feel like that you won't let them down. It increases the trust between them as the client and you as the service provider. Tomorrow, excuse me, this cold weather got me flimmy. But tomorrow we're going to talk about the value, giving them value that kind of gives them a return on investment other than the service that they paid for. Because people love to get more value than they're expecting, right? So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But so far, anybody have any questions or any value adds about the things we have talked about that will help us to keep our clients longer? All righty. Well, you guys know that this morning show is a part of our free business mastermind group. And that group has this morning show that's kind of like class as added value. And with class, we have notes. So if you want my notes that have the 10 strategies that we talked about today, there are only two ways that you can get them. One is you can go into the free business mastermind group, and they live in the files section. The other way is you can get the notes and the entire morning show in your email inbox by signing up at shaycannon.com/show. You will get 2 emails every broadcast day, one reminding you to hop on the YouTube live and one in the afternoon that is going to give you a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. So go to shaycannon.com/show. All right. I still need to get you guys the full April calendar for the free business mastermind group and the paid membership. So I will be working on that today. On tomorrow, CoLab Live is at 12 p.m. I will live stream into the group. It will not be a Zoom, and your job is to bring in what you need as a collaboration and what you're willing to give in exchange to make it a win-win. Now, what kind of collaborations do you ask? It could be a collaboration to make your business better, to help your business to grow, or it could be one to help you to make more money. But when you are giving something in return for what you're asking, make sure it's on the same level so that it is win-win. All right. So that's tomorrow in the group. Tomorrow night, you guys know I'm in Georgia from Mexico. Before I fly off to Asia. So we are having our free business mastermind group dinner in Douglasville. So if you have not already RSVP'd, probably not enough room for you because the reservation has already been made. But that is tomorrow night. And I am so excited to see you guys and hug your neck. On Friday, there is a Get Shit Done work session for the paid membership. But 2 Fridays out the month, we allow the free group to come in on the last half and partake of the work session. So those, when I put in the April dates, all of that information will be in the group. All right. Cool beans. Now, if you want to find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, or how to become a part of this hugely valuable free business mastermind group, then you can check out the description below for the link and more information. All right. Now, yet again, I know you got good information today, so make sure that you like the episode, give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss anything, and understand that this is just one of like a 4-part series. So check out the other videos. All right. And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4,